Hello, my name is Temitope Olodente. We're looking at the issue of security across Africa. There is need for government to look at the issue of terrorism properly. I want you to write to me. Tell me what you think we should be talking about so that Hello, my name is Temitope Olodente. We're looking at the issue of security across Africa. There is need for government to look at the issue of terrorism properly. I want you to write to me. Tell me what you think we should be talking about so that we could deal with it. Hello. My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm a preventive terrorism consultant, author, and president of African Security Forum. And today, our conversation is going to be, something else. So what I need you to do for me right now, I need you to, like this page. I need you to share this page. I need you to tell your friends that we're live and we're going to be having a great conversation. So that is what I need you to do for me right now. Call everybody that you know, let them know that we are live. So we're going to be having a great conversation today. All my guests are ready to join us now live. So welcome on board, sir. Thank you so much. We have on board Barrister J.K. Adebola. Thank you so much, for coming on board, sir. I know that you're a busy man, and it's great that we have you live with us right now. So if you're watching me right now, I need you to do me a favor. As I said earlier, I need you to like this page. I need you to share this page. I need you to tell your friends that we're having a serious conversation. And today, let me get my glasses because I'm getting very old. So, sir, let me leave the floor to you to introduce yourself to our viewers all over the world as they join us live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on LinkedIn. So I want you to tell our friends, our neighbors, our followers, please tell them your name and tell them who you are. Let them know who is with us today, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for having me here today again, once again. Once again, my name is J.K. Adebola. I'm a Nigerian to the core. Even though I reside and work in the United Kingdom, but by and large, I'm a Nigerian, and my heart and soul belongs to Nigeria. So I guess that's one of the reasons why some of us are always regular on this program, just to air as far as Nigerian process is concerned. We are here again, like we always do every Saturday to to judge as to how to move our country forward. And I believe that today too will be another interesting day where we'll all be looking for how to solve the myriads of challenges facing our country, Nigeria. So thank you once again for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And it's a great honor again to thank God that we have with us Pastor Samuel. Please introduce yourself to our viewers, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, and good afternoon, good evening, and for those people that are just in the morning, good morning, wherever you are watching us from. My own name is Samuel Oludare Yerokun. I'm an activist, a good governance activist, also a minister of the gospel, and of course, a political analyst. I live here in Scotland, and I've got some level of experience looking into the Scottish political scene, and also undertaking a sort of shadowing scheme to study how politics is played right here, where you match politics and governance and being able to deliver exactly what the people need. So, and that's us right here. Again, I'm a Nigerian, but of course, a Yoruba first before a Nigerian. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So I could see that people are joining us. I've got a viewer from New York. I've got a viewer from Australia. Thank you so much for watching. I've got somebody watching us all the way in Nigeria also. So there's something you need to do for me. I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page. I want you to tell your friends back home that I'm here with our gang. We're here, to take it live. And I love the way that you're watching. Please let us know. Leave your comments. The only thing you are not permitted to leave here is a message insulting any of my speakers, because they're giving their time. I've not paid them a penny, so I don't want you to drive them away. But apart from that, leave your comment, send them challenging questions, and let's get it rolling. So if you're watching us right now, you could join us live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on Instagram. And I'm going to start with the first question, which is a minute each for each of my speakers, starting with Barrister J.K. Adebola. Are Nigerians losing faith in President Buhari? 1 minute, sir. Tell us what your view is on that. Are Nigerians losing faith in President Muhammad Buhari? 1 minute for you, sir.
Well, if you're asking for my direct opinion, I would say no.
Okay.
But if you want to go by what's the hype on the social media, some people would like to say yes. And I have my reasons for saying no, because a party, the government or the party in government who other people are now running into, living behind the old war horse where they've been all these years, I wouldn't say that doesn't indicate to me as people losing hope or people losing interest in the government of the day. As recently as maybe two or 3 months ago, now we have our three governors defected from PDP to APC. We have four even senators, and I'm not talking ordinary senators. I'm talking of senators as a deputy minority whip, defected from PDP to APC, the deputy chairman of Senate Services Committee, and another chairman of Senate Committee on Niger Delta, all defected. And I'm talking of Senator Sahabi Yau from Zamfara North, Senator Lawal Anka from Zamfara West, Peter Nwao Boshishi, even Stella Odwa, former aviation minister, just defected from PDP to APC. So that, for me, including Governor David Umahi, Dr. Ben Ayade, Governor Ben Ayade and Governor Bello Maswale, all of these people, I would say, people are losing hope in the government. So it's an indication for me that more and more people from grassroots are still happy with the government, even though the hype on social media is something says differently. But then we all know that social media doesn't, people on social media don't vote. It is people on ground that vote. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, people are happy with the government. The only thing people are focusing on is the insecurity, which is making them to lose focus on so many other strides that this government is doing at the moment. So as far as I'm concerned, people are still with the government.
Okay, thank you so much. And you've heard it from the horse's mouth. Social media might be backing, but they don't win elections. Not only that, as far as Barrister is concerned, it's all about the KPIs. The KPI is moving in a different direction. The noise on social media is completely different. What is your view on that, Pastor Samuel? What is your view?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lodo. And thank you very much, my barrister. From my own assessments, Nigerians are definitely losing hope in the Buhari and APC government. Now, we cannot assess it based on the activities of political careerists. All those politicians jumping about, they are only looking for their own bread. Of course, you will also know that back in those days, people start crossing also from this party to the other party once they know where the yam is going to be. Like they say, the goats will hit the yams. So they follow the yams where they think. Then, of course, people are also been actually picking some of them that maybe they had problems. And just like Wakil Mohammed that said, once people cross, Oshomale, that once people cross to APC, their sins are forgiven. So we cannot check the temperature of what is happening right on the ground with these political people that are just moving about. That's That's the way they always do. But when we really look into the society, into the communities, what are we seeing? The first and foremost duty of Buhari and the APC government is the protection of lives and property. Is that one happening? No. So if it's not happening, how can people retain hope in that government? A whole lot of people have also complained that the government is not doing anything, despite the fact that people are lodging complaints. Even some of the criminals that were arrested, they were released by the government agency, which is the Nigeria police. And we've seen protests both at home and, of course, here in diaspora as well. As much as a whole lot of things that is happening on that. Even those people who claim that they were the one that brought Buhari out, people like Pastor Bakari, people like Professor Wole Soyinka, go and listen to them today. They don't want to identify with Buhari because of what is happening at the moment. So I can categorically say this, that people are losing hope. Of course, people are also finding their way out of the country, just like those doctors that we see that were trying to get into Saudi through employment. So I know that today, if they put a plane down in Nigeria or a ship down in Nigeria and ask people to choose an option, I believe that majority of Nigerians will prefer to leave that country. Thank you.
Oh my God, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in the room. You know, Pastor said, you know what, if they put a plane down on the tarmac of Nigerian airport, we might see the scene in Afghanistan as we've seen in some places. So let me go quickly to my own professor. So I don't know if you have it, but my own professor, Professor Ali Alao, please, what is your view on the issue that even Oshomole made it clear that your sin shall be forgiven, just like Jesus Christ says 2,000 or so plus years ago? Is that the case? Is it just politicians who speak with both sides of the lips, or is it that it is real change, like they said, change belongs for us? What is your view, sir? Prof, fire me.
Thanks ever so much, our moderator. I'm delighted to be back on this very unique program that is being, watched around the globe, let alone diaspora, the Nigerian diaspora. I would like to begin on the point made by our noble pastor that when someone like Pastor Bakari and Professor Wole Soyinka, I'm not going to hold my tongue in saying it straight, and these are not the illiterate. They don't speak for the populace, they don't speak for the Nigerian youth. Nigerian youth in drove, they are now getting engaged in the political process in Nigeria. To really buttress my point, massively they are now getting their electoral voting card, which you call PVC. That's one. Number two, I would like to reiterate, they said if they put plane down now, what we saw about Afghanistan is just a child play. May I like to say this though, in the history of mankind, man has always been migrating. It doesn't only when there's a problem or crisis. And Nigeria in peculiar, when I say, let me remind us, in the 80s, we have what they call brain drain. What is the move? What is the motive? What is making most of Nigeria to be living for the greener pasture abroad? It's all part of it, and part of that brain drain is maybe due out of what I want to really explore. I want to see what's happening at the other side of the world. So that's one of the factors that making people to kind of leave their shore of Africa for Europe. Not only peculiar to Nigeria, not only West Africa. People are moving from everywhere. People are moving from Asia to Europe, from Europe even to the very Africa that some people detest. Having said this though, yeah, of course, you can't say there's no problem. There's insecurity. To kind of like, from another viewpoint, when we say due to lack of security, the scorecard of our president is nothing to be proud about. Must I say, under this very administration, we've seen 5,000 repentant Boko Haram, no matter what we want to call them. Everywhere we have what they call terrorists. The lay down their arms and say, look, they want to hold an olive branch, why not? If it happens in the heart of Europe where you guys are today, in Ireland or in England, why not in Africa? If it's happening in Afghanistan as we speak, Taliban few months ago, let me just say exactly 20 years ago, nobody want to say anything Taliban. All we heard is Taliban, Taliban. These are terrorists. But today they are the people running the show. They are the people in charge. So another man terrorist, another man's a freedom fighter. Having said this though, I must say, yes, we are not condoning any form of terrorism or criminality, kidnapping or whatsoever. But what we are saying here is this, when something is good, let's say it's good. There is nothing, there is nowhere we have a perfect system. There is nowhere where we have absolute security, anywhere in the face of the earth, even including America, Uncle Sam. So just to say, we must say yes where we're supposed to say yes, and say no where we're supposed to say no. As far as I'm concerned, the scorecards of this very administration are speak louder and clear. If it's not good, we won't be seeing people.
No problem, Prof. I will give you more time later, but I want to cut it quick and sharp. Quick and sharp. So let me bring in very quickly one of our brothers also who is joining us now, Mr. Jide. Thank you so much for joining us on this platform, and welcome back. And if people are watching us right now, you could like this page, share this page. Barrister, earlier before you came on board, said that Buhari is performing. There might be one or two issues, but people are shifting. Politicians are shifting, and he made like that there is, he said very clearly that internet is not a justification, is not a good parameter for judging, the mood of the people. Whether we like it or not, as a political analyst, you agree with me that President Buhari pulls a 12 million votes whenever there is an election. He has always pulled 12 million votes, which has always been a strong point, whether we like it or not. But our dear pastor drew our attention to the fact that, our sins shall be forgiven if we decide to move to APC. And that is the reason why most politicians are jumping the ship. We should look at the Andrew checking out. But Prof said, you know what? This government is delivering. 5,000 terrorists have decided to drop their arms. What say ye? The question we've asked is, are people losing faith in President Muhammad Buhari? Please give us your view in 1 minute. Mr. Jide, give us your view in 1 minute.
Wow. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
At least I'm happy to be back after a long while. The question you asked, to give you an answer in 1 minute will not be fair. The reason why I said so is that to describe this administration will take at least an hour to analyze, which I think which you will agree with me. To say that the president has performed well, it is a no for me. That's my own opinion. And if a president is unable to protect life and property, I think that's a particularly zero in any part of the world. That's his number one function. That should be his number one priority, to make sure that lives and property are. And if that's out of the window, then I don't think there's an administration. Killing every day, I think it's not even every day, it's like every hour or every minute. Let's say about 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours ago, and there was a breaking news saying that Omoyele Shure's younger brother, studying in somewhere in the middle belt or something like that, was shot dead. I think the car he was traveling in was actually stopped by bandits. Like the federal government called it, was stopped. I think there were 5 in the car. 4 was actually taken. 4 was actually abducted, and he was shot. We don't know the actual story, whether he was dragging with them, was investigation and all that. But this killing has been going on for years. And for the past few months or five into this year, it has been consistent every day, every hour, different part of the country. To say that the president is performing or looking up at what he has done is total failure. Because if it was Jonathan, ordinary an increase in fuel prices, Pastor Tunde Bakare, the celebrities, the actors, the people in Nollywood, everybody marched to Ojota to test against that, and because it's Occupy Nigeria. So how come there's no protest? Nobody's. I think they are scared to even protest. So everybody comes to social media and to get their anger. So to say that the social media cannot determine what the person is doing, I think that person is living in the la la land. Social media is here to stay. That is where a lot of people are. So, and this same administration, I think they use the social media as a way to channel their own agenda and propaganda. So to now say, I think they're used to all this use and dump. When something doesn't favor them, they drop it. When it favors them, they all embrace it. So to me, the president has absolutely, completely failed. And most intellectuals, most activists, most elites are saying the same thing. So why should I say otherwise? I went to Nigeria myself. I saw what was going on. So that's what I will say for now. It's a complete shame. It's in a complete mess. It's a
Thank you
filthy.
so much. Thank you so much. Let me go back to Barrister. Barrister, before I come to you, there is a video I want to play for our viewers. And if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page. I want you to tell your friends that we're live. And I can see people watching us on LinkedIn, people watching us on YouTube, and people watching us on Facebook. So you can share the link. It's www.youtube//Temitope Olodo, and we are live. So Barrister, I want us to watch this video, and I want you to give me your view about this video. Because people might say government is not performing, but I think it's important that we play and we are
who
balanced.
disguise as government officials and commit armed robbery and cattle rustling. On the 25th of August 2021 at about 12:30 hours, the command succeeded in arresting the trio of one Abdullahi Merapi, aged 43 years, of Upper Marusa Low Coast here in Kasina. Two, Abbas Haruna alias Dogo Abbas, is 34 years of filling follow quarters, also in Katsina metropolitan area. Usman Hassan alias Manu, aged 50 years, of Ganwa village, Charanchi local government area of the state. Repentant, notorious bandits working in collaboration with the Katsina state government and security agencies. The fact of the matter was that on the 11th of August 2021 at about 11:00 hours, the trio went to Dammarke Forest in Ingawa local government area of the state with a motor vehicle Toyota Camry, ash in color with registration number DE631 LED. Attacked a header, one Alhaji Gide Suleiman of Molumfash local government area, while grazing his animals with machetes and stick, threatened him and his boys that they were from the Office of Special Advisor on Security to His Excellency, with a false allegation that their brother, Wan Saidu, had robbed one Lawal of his heads, and that they should either produce the said Saidu or bring 100 cows. After some scuffles between the suspects and the complainant, they succeeded in robbing the said Alhaji Gide 20 cows valued 7,550,000, with the intention of taking them to the said Lawal as compensation for his stolen cows, as falsely alleged by them. They also searched and robbed them of the sum of 40,000 naira and 4 GSM handsets. Subsequently, on the 24th of August 2021 at about 0730 hours, the same syndicate of this man, Abdullahi Merapi, and 3 others attacked the complainant on the same allegation and attempted to rob him of another set of 20 cows and some sheep. But Nemesis caught up with them when they were rounded off and arrested by the command.
Okay, Prof, Barrister, let me go to Barrister. Barrister, we needed to show that video in order to be able to create balance, because I'm here to create balance. And what we've seen in that video is police officers following up things, making sure people are arrested. The president just recently sacked 2 of his member of his cabinet, and is doing everything he can under security. What is your view? Because as of today, we know that Zafara is going under lockdown, and they are now flushing those people out now. You know, they are going after them. The president said, I am not going to be a failure on security. Do you believe him, sir?
Yes, I do believe him. But it's just unfortunate that many of us as Nigerians tend to look at, tend to want to judge this government on one area alone, which was the same point I made earlier, that there are so many other things that this government is doing that many people are choosing to ignore. Call it selective amnesia or whatever you want, but that is the reality these days now, which is very, very unfortunate. Again, for people, I just like to say this, for people trying to judge this government on insecurity, everybody seems to forget that a couple of years ago, before this government came into power, these bandits, terrorists, or whatever you call them, they were so emboldened at the time that they were even bombing inside Abuja. We all remember what happened on one of the Independence Day in Abuja when they went there to bomb. People forget that. In this government now, these people have now been contained into just North Central and Northwest. Yes, they've not been able to wipe them out completely. That is understandable. But then, globally, tell me which country has been able to wipe out terrorism or banditry. Even America has not been able to do that. It took America more than 15 years to be able to get I've forgotten his name now, Osama bin Laden. So these are the areas where people sometimes, when they want to talk about this government, they find it difficult to be objective. Again, let me just go back slightly to what unfortunately, I did not hear the last speaker. I don't know, for some reason it's not very clear. Maybe our technicians should look into that. But let me just quickly respond to make 1 or 2 or 3 response to Pastor's statement. First of all, he was making a statement about which he alluded to Oshiomhole, where he said, once you join APC, your sins are forgiven. Yes, he said that, but I would make boldly to say that he made those statements tongue in cheek. Why do I say that? We are all living witnesses to today that 2 ex-governors are currently in jail. They are APC members, not PDP. Odi Kalu was just recently, he was jailed and he was just recently pardoned. Not really pardoned by the government, but he got out of jail by court order. He too came to APC from a different party, yet he was jailed while he's in APC. People tend to forget all of this. All they want to talk about is because Oshiomhole said once you join APC, your sins are forgiven. If that is true, how come I want anybody to explain to me why all these people were jailed while they are in APC? That's point number 1. Point number 2, which was what I just said earlier on, that insecurity has now been contained to the Northwest and the North Central. Even then, thousands of those terrorists and bandits are now surrendering in droves. We all saw it, but nobody cares to talk about that. All they want to talk about is, there's insecurity in the land, forgetting that a few years ago, people, even an embassy in Abuja was bombed by these people before this government came came into power. That's point number 2. Point number 3, which is very crucial that I want us all to pay attention to. We all know, everybody globally, the whole world knows that Nigerians are itinerant by nature. Any country you go to, that's a saying that, though tongue in cheek, that any country you go to and you don't find a Nigerian there, run away, because that country is not habitable for humans. Now, why do I say this? He was talking about doctors who were trying to go to Saudi Arabia to work.
Yes.
No, these are the same people who are accusing Buhari of wanting to Islamize Nigeria. The same people are now queuing to go to Saudi Arabia, an Islamic country, to work. Come on, tell me something else. So this is why, for me, that's why I was talking earlier that I said the hue and cry on social media does not win elections. We all know that. A lot of things are being said on social media, which is completely different to what is obtainable on the ground. Because if that were so, how come people you are saying somebody is trying to Islamize Nigeria, and yet you are going to an Islamic country to look for work? Does that make sense to anyone? It doesn't make sense to me, surely.
You've made your point very well, and I can see that our viewers are also thumbing you for that. Let me go back to let me go to Professor Ali Alao very quickly, because I just want him to make a point. I know Barrister have highlighted some issues, but I want you to watch this video because it's important. Because when I go back to my two other guests, I will want them to also to make a comment about it, because it's very, very important that we put things in perspective. And Barrister has said something about it already.
These are familiar scenes at job recruitment exercises in Nigeria. There is a special difference in this particular instance, though, as these are qualified medical doctors applying for jobs overseas, in Saudi Arabia to be precise. What you can see behind me right now is the process of the recruitment of Nigerian doctors by the Saudi Arabian authorities. This exercise is currently ongoing at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, right here in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Nigerian resident doctors have been on strike for almost a month in their demand for better working conditions, and negotiations with government have failed repeatedly. And the prospect of working for the Saudi government is now seen as a big escape.
The federal government is showing the cold shoulder attitude, doesn't show any kind of responsibility or being careful about the situation. I can't imagine, I can't believe my Honorable Minister of Health came out and he threatened us. So I think it does not make sense, or doesn't make much. I mean, it wasn't the situation. To be candid, we're very, very disappointed. I personally am disappointed. When I go to where I work in a very critical care services of the hospital. But basic things that we need, we don't have. Some things I used to put in my money to buy what I need, just for the sake of the patient. And to worsen the situation and to make the matter worse, and day by day, there is no any progress.
To escape from the hills in the society.
What do you mean by ills of society?
A lot of discouraging things. You see banditry, see kidnapping, incessant strike, and all those stuff. And if you can get a place where you can work, a place that is calm, a place where you can use your skill and you can be well enumerated, is it not better?
Okay. So let's deal with this issue. The bottom line is, Prof, let's be honest with ourselves. Some of these doctors, and I'll say boldly, some of these doctors have their own private clinic, so they want to collect money from government and also collect money, which they pay. But most of them, whether you like it or not, most of them are right. How can you owe people money for 19 months? How can you owe people money for 7 months? We're not saying federal government owing them now. We're saying state government. And the president could easily have come out and say, state government, name and shame, we give you money during the pandemic, we gave you money, and you did not deal with it. So, Prof, In 1 minute, Prof, what do you have to say to it? Is it not shameful that Saudi Arabia is coming to steal our consultant people that we paid so much money, shed and blood to train them, you know, due to our negligence? Let's be honest, even though some of them will not have their private clinics, some of those doctors, but now they're not the junior doctors that you've not paid for 16 months or you've not paid for 6 months. What do you have to say to that, Prof?
Thank you very much for this fantastic question. Like I said before, let me reiterate. Before now, in the 80s, we are what they call the brain drain. It wasn't motorbike touts and the many workers or laborers that live in Nigeria in drove. Was Nigeria better then or better now? And I must say, in the history of mankind, we always have a migration from one end to the other, from continent to continent. Now, I'm so glad that you really highlight that the issue wasn't really central, but the state. We are talking about the insecurity in the state. I mean, the whole world knows, every single person knows that every state do entitled to what they call security votes, which they get is in millions, if not in billions, of naira. Monthly is a monthly allowance specifically for security. Nobody is questioning this. All we can turn around to say, the critical say, is to turn around and say, oh, everything that goes wrong in terms of security is Mr. President. How could that be? We need to kind of like, until we start holding the person in charge responsible, that means the state government, the governor. Not everything that happened, we need to go back again to the federal government. What is happening in the state? The governor of every single state is the custodian of that state. Is responsible for what goes wrong in that state. So before going to the central, let's start the state charity begins at home. Why not in every individual state? Thank you.
Thank you so much. You've hit it on the nail. Let me go back to Pastor. Pastor, you've had it. Sometimes we are blaming Mr. President for too many things. But of course, we are not saying that there is no reason not to blame Mr. President. Just like Barrister said, when we need to blame the president, let's blame him. But sometimes let us not blame him for everything. But before you make your statement, because I know I've shown about 3 videos, let me show this video because I know this video is particularly concerning to you and very sensitive. And I know that you have one thing or the other to say about it. And as a pastor, I think it is only right that I put you on the spot on this because many of our viewers across the world will be listening and they want to hear your views on it.
Let the world hear this. It has been in record every day. We have been killed as flies. And when we talk, people say we are lying. The government is not there to defend us. We've never seen any government that so desire in blood sucking like this government. And when we talk, people say that we are being biased. People talk that we are not supporting the party or supporting the government. Which kind of government is that allows people, his own citizens, to be killed every day? We are being killed. God will fight for us. God will raise a standard for us. And if they have the weapon, we will have our own God. We pray God to rise on our behalf. And let the world know. Lying here are 9 corpses out of the 16 killed. And one that was taken to the hospital thinking that she was going to survive. She also died in the hospital. So we have lost 17 people from this village. And the government, if we talk, the government will say that we are becoming biased, that we are supporting one political party. Let the truth be said. Let the whole world know. I stand here as Khan chairman of Zongon Katab local government to cry on behalf of this family, to cry on behalf of the Christian community. For how long will the government of El Rufai and the government of Buhari allow us to be killed like this? For how long? For how long? And when we talk, they will talk of security. And we have come to see how biased it is. No any security men hanging around our villages, but go to Zangon Katab. There is a checkpoint. There is a presence of military officers all over. And how many of our villages have the presence of military officers? None. And when we talk, They will say we are lying.
Okay. And when we talk, they will say we are lying. What is your view on that? Because I will go back to Barrister on that and also Mr. Jide, because Barrister understands the Hausa they were speaking there. But what is your view on that in 1 minute, sir?
I mean, that's exactly it, Mr. Lodo. When we talk about the failures of the government, people will be looking for excuses. The first and foremost duty of the CNC, which is Buhari, is the security of lives and property. That's a duty, and I mean, it can't be given to another person. Yes, we have the state governors as CSO of their states, and they are given money, and I think we've discussed about this, but some of those governors have spoken out that they are restricted from doing some things. The police, maybe the state commissioner and co, is still the one that is in charge. The police, the head of the police in the state is not under the governor. We saw what happened at Gangan. We saw the issue Seyi Makinde of Oyo State had with the ruling party at that time. He said this specifically, that the state is not in control of the security apparatus of the state. So the state commissioner of police is not under the state governor. So they are restricted. We saw what they did with Amotekun and how Amotekun was restricted from doing some things. So we can't really put everything on the state governors. But very importantly, and we shouldn't forget this, we talk about Boko Haram, we talk about ISWAP. What has happened to the Fulani X-Men militia that were categorized as the 4th deadliest terror group in 2015, which Mr. President refused? It wasn't Boko Haram that went to Makurdi, the Middle East, and they were sacking people from their villages and killing people. The people, even the video we saw now, they didn't talk that it was Boko Haram that came to kill people. The ones that were happening in Southwest, it wasn't Boko Haram or ISWAP. It was Fulani. People kept on saying that it was Fulani militia. But that has never been addressed. Look back to even those people that said they are dropping their arms now. They mentioned Boko Haram and ISWAP. Where is the Fulani militia? So the government at the center has failed, and everybody knows that. Bring it back to the doctors. Now, my professor said that people moved in those days. But on what basis did people move in those days? They look for opportunities. Whereas this one is completely different. You had those people that were interviewed. They said even the minister, the way the minister was talking to them, they felt that they didn't value them. Even if the minister, I mean, that's the minister, it wasn't the state commissioner that was talking to them, it was the minister that was meant to step in. But I don't know whether you read his statement that even said that, yeah, let them go, they'll bring other people, as if they don't care. Meanwhile, these people were owed money. So people have a reason why they move. Some people might go for, they have families, some people might go for career change, but we have a situation now where people are saying that, listen, there is insecurity. We are being killed day and night. Farmers have left the farm. You see the prices of foodstuff going up, and people are moving. So when we are talking about this thing, let's connect it with the context of what is happening. What happened then? Andrew must go. In those days, when people were going to look for green pasture, it's completely different from what we are having now, where people are leaving the country because of insecurity and because government cannot meet the demand. And we've been saying this. Anyone that values life, let them do any other infrastructure. Is it not when people are alive that they will be able to use those infrastructures? So the government has failed in the area of insecurity, and that insecurity has affected other areas. And that's my view, and I believe that a whole lot of people have that view as well. And just lastly, just like the priest in that place says, when people make complaints, either people that are in Buhari's party or this thing, I mean, they will say, oh, it's because they hate the party, or it's because they hate Buhari, or something like that. But that's not the situation. These are things that we are seeing clearly. There are evidences, there are proofs. So if we actually value people's life, which should be the utmost in our heart, everyone should be able to put their mouth together to say this government has failed in this area and they need to deal with it as a matter of priority. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Let me go to. I really want to go to Barrister, but it's only right that I give Mr. Jide a bit of a say on the issues that on the issues on ground, because it is very, very important. I can see Professor Leah Lao waving his hand. I will let you respond to Pastor. Don't worry. But let Mr. Jide quickly respond. Then I'll give you the floor, and then I'll allow Barrister to because there's some very important issues we need to talk about. But let me go to Mr. Jide. Mr. Jide, quick and sharp, please help us speak up so that your viewers can hear you more. Please, and quickly, in 1 minute, what is your view on what you have seen, the videos from Qatar and the video of the police actually doing their work? And you've seen on our platform, which you're a board member, that the police are actually doing work. I think it's important that we highlight the police are doing work. Maybe they are overwhelmed. Maybe there is an issue of capacity, but the police are actually doing their best. The military are doing their best. 5,000 people have given themselves up. A lot of things have happened. What is your view on the situation in Nigeria at the moment?
Thank you for this question. I would like to follow up with what the pastor
If you can
said.
speak up, sir. If you can speak up. Excellent. We can hear you now. Yes.
Right. I would like to follow up. I would like to support what the pastor just said a minute ago. The thing that we must realize that criticizing the government doesn't make us, let's say, criticism helps the government. Criticism helps the country, because if there's no opposition, there's no platform or there's no channel to check and balance what is happening. And if people are saying that, just like what the pastor in the video said, that whenever they speak out, it's always being told as a lie. That it seems that we are trying to embarrass the government, and people are dying and dying and dying. Nothing has been done. Okay, for example, something happened, like let's say some weeks ago, where bandits entered the NDA compound in Kaduna.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
One statement that came out of the presidency through Garba Shehu was that some people are trying to embarrass the government. It's not like it was like, to him, it was like a planned work, which I think is so embarrassing and so stupid for a statement like that to come out from that executive. Something is going to be done. Heads should roll. People are going to lose their job for a breach, for a serious breach. How can bandits manage to enter a military base? It's appalling. And if someone could give that kind of excuse that, oh, there are some people supporting, there are some people sponsoring some particular people to breach or to embarrass, all these things only happens in Africa, in Nigeria, so to speak. There is no the right to life is completely zero. They don't value life in Nigeria.
Value of life is
to
zero.
me, completely zero. They value animals more than human beings. And
okay,
like what the pastor said in his statement, that that if the government can authoritatively tell the citizens that, you know what, you can, like, it's like, do whatever you like. They always turn a blind eye to whatever is happening in Nigeria. But if something that is I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Let me give Barrister a quick no. Before Barrister, let me give Professor Lealao a right of reply to what Pastor said because I know he's itching. I don't want him to forget. Then I'll give Barrister a say on that matter. So, Prof, you have 1 minute, sir. Just go ahead. Give me 1 minute. Fire out, sir.
Again, now, this is not, it's just in response to what Pastor have said.
Yeah.
I live here in Nigeria and not just sitting in Abuja. I travel by road from coast to coast, I mean from state to state. I just returned back from Osun, Oyo State last week. I went on Friday, God granted me a journey mercy. I returned back here on Sunday. One thing happened when the car which I started from Abuja here to Osun State. We got to a place in Osun, precisely we around Esauke, the home state of Ejebu, I guess Ejebu, one of these areas before getting to Osogbo. And we slowed down, we saw some, what they call them, not the vigilantes even, these are just hunters. I said, oh, who are these people? Driver told me that, oh, these are the vigilantes, these are the hunters. They work in collaboration with people, Amatekums, police, DSS. They said they all have a form of synergy. They said it happened this very spot that we have to slow down. It's where some kidnap has taken place. They managed to apprehend these kidnappers. Some of them are shot dead, some are caught alive. Maybe only 2 policemen were wounded. What does that tell us? He said that was the first and the last ever of this kind of incident to occur in the whole Osun state. And who are the people? These are not Fulani, these are locals. These are the people from Southwest. So in a situation whereby we come on the social media, on the TV, we malign a tribe or a race or religion is dangerous. So
let me just
missing the Fulani days, Fulani days.
Okay, Prof. Just for our viewer, our listeners who might be listening, Pastor, Barrister, Mr. Gine, nobody have actually come out to actually named and shamed Fulani on any issue. It was just that video. It was in that video. But none of them, just for a point of correction, just to make sure that people don't think that maybe Pastor said it's the Fulanis that are doing it or anything. Nobody have made that. I just needed to do that. Yeah.
Excuse me, please, sir. Excuse me, please. I listen attentively. They say insecurity in the north, banditry in the north, kidnapping in the north is happening in the south. But who are the people kidnapping them in the south? Is it just a Fulani issue? So those other tribes, kidnappers, armed robbers, criminals, they go on holiday. Please, we have to be straight. We have to be straight with our viewers. We shouldn't ill-inform our people. So this is the point I'm trying to raise. It's also a point of correction. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me go back to Barrister, and I want you to sum up because you speak Hausa fluently. You know exactly the challenges in Kaduna because you know that environment. But before you make a comment on that, because a lot of people might think, oh, it's just Nigeria that has these security challenges alone. So I need to play this video as a balance. I know people will say that this man, my job is just to balance. I'm just an anchor. And sometimes I need to put things in perspective. So I want to play this video. And after listening to this video or watching this video, I then want you to make your final submission on the issue. So watch this video, viewers.
Foreign military sales officer. So I was on the front lines of acquiring the equipment that the Americans provided and turned over to the Afghan. My job there was as a foreign military sales officer. So I was on the front lines of acquiring the equipment that the Americans provided and turned over to the Afghan army and the Afghan police. I'm going to read to you what is so painful for me and so many other Afghan veterans who served in that capacity and others who served as a part of the train, advise, and assist, equip effort in helping the Afghans. We now know that due to the negligence of this administration, the Taliban now has access to over $85 billion worth of American military equipment. That includes 75,000 vehicles, over 200 airplanes and helicopters, over 600,000 small arms and light weapons. The Taliban now has more Black Hawk helicopters than 85% of the countries in the world. But they don't just have weapons. They also have night vision goggles, body armor, medical supplies, and unfathomable to me and so many others is that the Taliban now has biometric devices, which have the fingerprints, eye scans, and the biographical information of the Afghans who helped us over the last 20 years. And here's what we just learned again in the briefing that we just walked out of. Is this administration still has no plan to get this.
Okay, so Barrister, you've had it. We thought Nigeria is a problem, but this terrorism issue is a serious issue that needs all hands on deck. Because as our military are doing, I'm a first critic of the military, and everybody knows that. But even then, I still acknowledge some of the work that they are doing. And we need to put things in perspective. Even the Americans that have been in Afghanistan for 20 years did not anticipate the speed at which the Taliban will take over and overrun that country, leaving them with vast resources estimated to be almost 85 billion of US taxpayers' money. In light of this, in light of what the gentleman was saying in the video, accusing El-Rufai and President Buhari of not helping them, what is your view on ground? Is some of those allegations true and meant to be left in the doorstep of the president, since the advisor, one of the advisors of the president, who is the minister, have come out to say that the president said it will not be a failure on this matter? And should we be hoping that the president is going to take this issue seriously? Because we are seeing there seems to be a blackout in Zamfara as we speak right now. There seems to be a serious issue now. Is it that things are going to change now and the president is not taking this lying down any longer? What is your view?
Thank you very much, sir. First of all, I have to commiserate with the families of the dead people there, because as far as I'm concerned, one life lost is one life too many.
Yeah.
So there's no joy to be derived from certain people killing other people. But as far as I'm concerned, life is sacred. So for that, I have to say, a prayer to the departed. But having said that, I think the problem that some of us in Nigeria has is what you just talked about earlier on. Many who are putting the blames on the doorstep of the president are refusing to put the situation in Nigeria in perspective. What do I mean by that? Yes, Buhari is the chief, is the CEC. Yes, we all know that. But the question that they are failing to ask is Buhari doing the needful by empowering the people in saddled with the responsibility of ensuring the security of life and property in every state? I think we all know the answer to that it is yes. Since this government has been in place, no state governor has come out to say at the end of the month when they go to Abuja they don't get their monthly allocations, and none of them has ever come up to say they have never gotten their security vote, which says to me that the CEC that everybody likes to talk about has been redistributing those responsibilities to those who are saddled, because that's what they call the mission of labor. Buhari cannot be in everywhere in Nigeria. He has to delegate his responsibilities to certain people that are voted, to secure lives and property in those areas. So if that is being done by the CEC, that is why I have a problem with people now dumping everything on the. Yes, the boss stops on the table, but then the question we should be asking ourselves is, Is he doing the needful by empowering those who are meant to be his eyes and ears in all those places? If he's doing all of that, then maybe we should begin to look closer to home when things are going wrong. Because that is why I've already said this several times, that until the day we Nigerians get it into our heads to apportion blame where it is really necessary, that is when we'll begin to find solutions to our problem. But for as long as it's the narrative of the Yorubas when they say Amuku Amuku means somebody who is disabled, who has a load on his head, and you're now saying he's not standing straight, and he's now saying you're only looking at the top, you're not looking at the bottom. If only we begin to look to the bottom and ask vital questions from our people, because the man, I can understand that the clergyman in the video, he was being overtaken by emotion, by what he saw in his friend. So for that, I will give you that benefit of the doubt. But for people like us, commentators who come on social media and every time we blame the central government without actually putting the whole thing into perspective, that is where I have issues with. Because for me, if Buhari is not doing the needful for all the state governors, yes, I will blame him, definitely. You know me, I don't shout from apportioning blame where it is really necessary. But if he's doing what he's meant to be doing by empowering all. Now, Pastor was talking about the commissioner of police not being under the same under the governor. To me, I think any governor who is making that claim is just being economical with the truth. Because the reason I say that is this: these same governors who are saying they cannot control the commissioners are the same governors who find it convenient to use the police to rig elections. They find it convenient to use the police to oppose their political opponents. The same governors. But when it comes to the issue of security, we don't have powers. The IG is the one who has the powers. Nobody can deceive me with that, and I'm not buying into that, not even for a second. So for anybody to be hanging on to that and be using that as an excuse to blame the government, said that I think it's for me it's not fair, because you cannot be using as a governor, you cannot be using the police when it suits you and when it suits your inordinate ambition. But then when it comes to securing the lives of your people, that is when you begin to make excuses. But for me, I don't buy into that. So any governor who says that to me, I will tell him to shut the hell up. He's just talking nonsense. Because you cannot be using the police for one thing and not be able to use them to secure your people. So that's my own point.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have actually gotten to the end of this program because we allocated 1 hour. However, on popular demand, I cannot allow us to go without not giving us 2 minutes each. And I said 2 minutes each to speak in our native tongue on a matter of great importance. And before I allow you to speak on it, I'm going to play 2 videos. And I want you to listen very carefully and give me your update on it. So this is the first video coming up. And I want you to give me your views on this video. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Back to the Alake of Egba land. Orúkọ tèmi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Orí tiyín la máa ti kọ́kọ́ fàgbọn. Ọ̀rọ̀ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ bá rò pé n ta gbé dání child's play là ń ṣe. A fẹ́ tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀ tán. Chinchini ló kù. Ẹ mọ̀ pé water pass gàrí nígbà tá a bá yabo palace yín. Ẹ rò pé rí là ń ṣe. A ti fẹ́ débì kan. Ó kù díẹ̀ ká release air. Ẹ gbọ́ wẹ́n, ẹ gbọ́ gbòs. Pé n ta gbé dání kò ní di wàhálà bàbá làárọ̀ ni. Wàhálà yẹn ń bọ̀ à ń sun báyìí ni. Ẹni tó bá lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ òun ló máa dúró. Ẹni tó lẹ́mìí ẹ̀ ẹ máa gbọ́ nígbà táriwo yẹn bá débi tó yẹ kó dé. Ẹlòmíì náà àwọn ọba yẹn yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa. Ṣẹ̀rí tí kò sọ̀rọ̀ sókè a máa lé kàbàkàbà. Orúkọ tèmi dáadáa ẹ wò Ọláyọmí Kóìkì. Mo ti sọ fún yín ìran yín púpọ̀ nù yín òun ló lé gbogbo asóko ẹrú. Àwa fi ń tó yín létí nísìnyí pé tẹ́ bá rò pé ẹ ní nǹkan ẹ jẹ́ tètè máa lo nǹkan yẹn nítorí pé tá à ń bá yín fà kò ń ṣe nǹkan kékeré. A máa fà délẹ̀ ni ẹ̀yin lẹ máa lọ sí exile nítorí pé púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ̀yin lẹ rán wa lọ sóko ẹrú, púpọ̀ nù yín ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣe jàǹbá.
I just hear place spray blade in the front, gunshot in front of my house. Papa. Sunday will come out. We are DSS, we are soldier, we are do this. So and now I peeped through in the window. I saw them with uniform, DSS uniform, and soldier, Nigerian army. So I was, I was surprised that what is the problem? Because I never kill anybody, I never fight with anybody. What I'm doing is to fight for my people. Then all the rally I'm doing is a peaceful rally. So I fight for my family because all the Fulani bandits kill my family, rape them, kidnap them, take ransom from them. So that I know some government refuse to do the right thing for my family. That's why I come out to support my family to fight for our rights. So I was surprised.
So you were in the house this morning when they came?
Yeah.
So we saw blood on the ground. We saw that were people killed? How many people were taken away? If people were taken away?
Yes, there was a two guy. There are two guys that they killed.
Okay, ẹ ti gbọ́ nǹkan tí Mr. Sunday Igboho òrìṣà bó ṣe ń pè wọ́n nìyẹn o, mo ní láti pè délẹ̀ kí n bá lọ jẹ̀bi àwọn èèyàn wa. Òrìṣà ẹ rí bí wọ́n ṣe give view wọn pé nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ rèé o, ẹ̀rẹ̀gbá àwọn tó fẹ́ fọ́gbọ́n. So mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pastor. No, actually ẹ jẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mr. Jide, máa padà sí pastor, máa lọ sí orí barrister, máa lọ sí orí professor. 2 minutes lásán ni. Mr. Jide, wọ́n ní kí generation sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, wọ́n láwọn máa forí àwọn èèyàn fọ́gbọ́n. Kí ni bí lórí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí Sunday Igboho àti latest tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ fún àwọn viewers wa tó ń wò wá ní orí Facebook, tó ń wò wá lórí LinkedIn, tó ń wò wá lórí YouTube, tó ń wò wá lórí Twitter? Kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ ní láti sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn? Kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ máa sọ fáwọn sọ̀rọ̀ sókè generation lórí ọ̀rọ̀? Ẹ bá mi sọ ní pásá 2 minutes. Ẹ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ sókè lórí ẹ̀.
A máa ṣe lóní kíákíá.
Ẹ ṣe, ẹ bá mi sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa.
Ṣẹ́rí, tá a bá wo nǹkan tí ṣẹ́rí ká mẹ́sìgì ẹni ká gbọ́. Ṣẹ́rí ẹni tó sọ àbí bó ṣe sọ, ó lè má dùn létí irú àwọn bíi age group tẹ̀yìn ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí tújú èmi lọ. So àwọn group àwọn tó wà níwájú tẹ̀yìn náà wọ́n á sọ pé ó sọ̀rọ̀ bí ẹnu tí ò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó di because culture wa ò permit pé ká sọ̀rọ̀ sí ọba, ká sọ̀rọ̀ ságbàlagbà. Ìgbà tó wà ń bẹ̀ tèmi rí mú bẹ̀ ni pé ṣe rí generation tí a wà ń sìn ó ń gbá lórí wọn gan. Wọ́n á sọ pé ń gbá lórí wọn kókó náà tilẹ̀ lórí wọn bí àgbọn tí wọn ò ní gbọ́n wọn nígbà. Ṣé rí àwọn bàbá wa, àwọn tó bí bàbá wa, ṣe tẹ́ bá ní generation tiwa yẹn àwa rí i pé yes sir làwọn máa ń ṣe, àwọn máa forí balẹ̀, either bóyá ó tẹ́ wọ́n nù àbí nǹkan tí ìjọba yẹn ń ṣe ó dáa àbí kò dáa o, àbí ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ gan kò dáa, wọ́n kàn máa san iye sàní, bóyá ó tẹ̀ máa pa wọ́n lára. But ṣe rí àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ sókè generation yìí wọ́n á béèrè question tí wọ́n dẹ̀ expect káwọn olórí àbáwọn àgbàlagbà tó bá wà bẹ̀ wọ́n dáhùn. Ẹ ti rí i pé tó bá máa fi gbogbo ìgbà kan sẹ́yìn back in the time, ẹ rí i pé tó máa tó àgbàlagbà tó máa béèrè question lọ́wọ́ wọn, even bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ mo ṣe respect bàbá yẹn tó bá béèrè question lọ́wọ́ bàbá tó máa fi kọ́ra dá ẹ lóhùn ní pé kí ló mean lórí ta ni wọ́ ọmọ ta ni wọ́ tí mo béèrè question lọ́wọ́ mi. But ní àsìkò yìí aláti béèrè kí lè ṣe sọ pé rí bá kí lè rò lọ́kàn àbẹ́ àwọn olùjọ bá jọ jókòó tẹ́ fi béèrè tẹ́ ṣe rò pé gbogbo aláti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ yẹn. Tí wọ́n bá rí tí àwọn new generation wá rí pé
àwọn kan ṣe ìbàjẹ́ kan wọ́n á tú síta lórí kíákíá nǹkan táwọn àwọn àgbàlagbà yẹn ò lè fẹ́ nìyẹn èmi ò sọpọ́ọ̀tì pé kí òkè ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn tó ti sọ pé òun máa lọ àwọn aláké òun máa ṣe kinní yẹn wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ tó bá tiẹ̀ lè ṣe nǹkan gan kì í wájú ẹjọ́ yẹn wọ́n máa ń ṣe lọ straight ọ̀tọ̀ pé tí kò bá máa da ó láti kọ́kọ́ dà ẹ má yẹ ká òkú bóyá sọ̀rọ̀ ní o já mọ́ nǹkan
báìbù náà ló sọ̀rọ̀ ó ló máa kọ́ bàjẹ́ náà kó tó dáa àkọ́kọ́ kú náà.
ṣe rí pé ká máa sọ pé bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn àbí kankan àwọn ní ẹni tó bà ló mọ̀ adúpẹ́ pé kò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí kankan ìrànwọ́ kankan wa so àwa lè sọ̀rọ̀ pé àdìmọ̀ ìtara yẹn ṣé láwọn tó ti pa àwọn níyàwó àbí tó ti báyàwó wọn tó ti bá wọn fipá lò pọ̀ tó ti rape wọn wọn ò ní ru nǹkan tẹ́yìn bá sọ contrary to what you are about to say in terms of the way he spoke wọn bá yín jà yín lọ́ máa fèsì pé ó dà pé ara tù yín ìgbẹ́ tẹ̀yìn rọ̀ ẹ̀ ń mu drink ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ń settle sínú ikùn yín lẹ ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ so that is why you fẹ́ ká Koiki Àṣírí tiẹ̀ at least ó tiẹ̀ try ó try now tí kò try ni mélòó olúwa ló jáde ń ṣe ẹ̀rù ń bà àwọn èèyàn kí ni Jonathan ọ̀tẹ̀ tí kò ṣe ààfin kan tí kò tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń lu yìí ìlú wa ti divide on ethnic lines on religious lines adẹ̀wà sọ pé nǹkan tẹ́yàn kan sọ yẹn la fẹ́ dì mọ́ ṣé ó dùn mọ́ wa nú ni ẹni tí ó bá dùn mọ́ nú kọ́ lọ jókòó sí Nàìjíríà kọ́ lọ jókòó sí tó ti ń pààyàn àlèwà lórí láì báyìí ká máa sọ pé kí ló ń mìn láti máa sọ orúkọ bẹ́ẹ̀ everybody has right to their own opinion bó ṣe bá ṣe ń wù ní kó ṣe gbé kalẹ̀ àgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ lè má da o aláti wo wájú tí ìlú wa bá fẹ́ da gbogbo wa bá fẹ́ máa lọ sí ìlú yẹn because máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín sìn yóò lẹ́yìn ti dé ọ̀dẹ òmu ó ti pẹ́ ẹ̀yin gan ẹ̀dùn máa bà yín sí kẹ gba Lagos Ìbàdàn express road ń sìn it's true so ní láti máa jó lọ síwájú
ẹ ti sọ pé àwọn pé sọ̀rọ̀ sókè generation are here to stay and here to stay ní Mr. Jide sọ ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ pásítọ̀ wọn ní tá a bá fi ọwọ́ kan gbá wọn ní etí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ pé ká tọ̀nù the other cheek sí àwọn lè rí àwọn máa sọ yóò kó ní o kí lẹ́yìn rí sọ sí and kí ni update lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho tó ní pé 1000 ọlọ́pàá gan tó bá gbedé lé òun tó gbọ́ máa jẹrà mọ́lẹ̀ ni kí ni lórí ẹ̀ kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkejì mi ti sọ níbẹ̀ yẹn ṣẹ́rí bí ìgbà míì bí nǹkan bá ṣe dùn àwọn èèyàn sí òun ni wọ́n fi máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ mo ti rò pé lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn àwọn èèyàn ti bá àtìkó ìtì àti olóyè Sunday Igboho sọ̀rọ̀ wípé èmi ò ti sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ máa rí i pé láti ìgbà yẹn bí wọ́n ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti yé padà so a ti wò pé wọ́n á ní tabajẹ̀pọ̀ àbá ń darí owó ni so káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé ìtara pẹ̀lú tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́ bá rí fọ́tò àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń pa bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣá àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀rọ ọlọ́wọ́ á báyìí tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn èèyàn gan ní nǹkan tí wọ́n lè fi jà lọ́wọ́ ni wọ́n máa fojú wọn ni so mo rí ọ pé ní apá abẹ yẹn ká gbà pé wọ́n ṣe àṣìṣe yẹn lẹ́yìn àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó àwọn even àwọn àgbààgbà tí wọ́n ti bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn a dẹ̀ máa rí pẹ̀lú tí ó ń lọ lọ́wọ́ náà àwọn tí wọ́n kó ní ilé olóyè Sunday Igboho ṣẹlẹ̀ pé bí gbogbo a ṣe ń sọ pé DSS wọn ò ní ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn tó dẹ̀ tún mọ òfin irú àwọn Fẹ́mi Fálànà àwọn náà ti sọ pé wọn ò ní ẹ̀tọ́ láti lọ kọ ilé ẹ̀bẹ̀ yẹn ìwọ ọ̀daràn gbá pátápátá ni wọ́n ṣe ìgbà wọn dẹ̀ tó wàá pààyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n tó kó àwọn yòókù lọ sí Àbújá ṣẹlẹ̀ pé wọ́n ti ń fà láti gbọ́ yìí pẹ̀lú tí a gbọ́ lónìí àwọn méjì ló kù tí wọn ò tí ì fi sílẹ̀ àwọn yòókù wọn ti gba béèlì wọn nítorí pé rántí pé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí DSS mú wọn wọn ò gbé wọn lọ kóòtù pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ báyìí ni àwọn arábí ṣe wọ́n kàn sọ lórí kíní ni pé àwọn kò mọ̀ sílé wọn àdèmọ̀ ìpínlẹ̀ pátápátá ni ìtorí ẹ̀ náà la ṣe sọ pé ìjọba tó jẹ́ ìjọba Buhari tí ó lè sọ pé ẹni tí ó sọ pé òun fẹ́ gba Yorùbá wọn fẹ́ kúrò lóko ẹrú fẹ́ lọ ká mọ́lé fẹ́ lọ pààyàn lé ẹ̀ kí ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí àwọn tí ó wà ní ọ̀dọ́ ní lókè lọ́hùn àwọn tí wọ́n tiẹ̀ tún mú àrí àwọn fọ́tò àti fídíò àwọn tí wọ́n ń pè ní Fúlàní àti bandit àti gbogbo ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe fídíò pẹ̀lú àwọn governors state tí àwọn àmì gan tó wà níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ wo ẹni àṣemúrí ọ̀ṣọ́ níjọ́ wo ló sọ pé àwọn fún àwọn Fúlàní tó wà tó gbọ́ àwọn ní so number of days lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ yẹn àwọn máa kọlù wọn ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ò mọ̀ kó àwọn DSS lọ kún ó lọ kọlù àwọn yẹn wọ́n lọ pẹ̀tù sí wọn ni ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ní àwọn ní iṣẹ́ dé tòlùtòlù wọ́n wá kọlu títí wa bọ̀ títí wọn ẹni tó sọ lọ́hùn ní ò ṣe nǹkan kan fún un kí wọ́n á fi eléyìí láti ọ̀tọ̀ nígbà tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa security pé àní orí tébù Buhari òun kìíní ìdúró sí tí kò bá dìde kó ṣe bíi olórí ìlú wọ́n ní tí yàrá bá gbé ẹni sálẹ̀ àtẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ máa gorí ẹni gbogbo àwọn bandits tí professor sọ pé àwọn kidnapper kan ní kinní kan àwọn yẹn take advantage ní pé government fail on security so àwọn náà wá ń ṣe tí wọ́n lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Wàdúmè tí ó jẹ́ pé wọ́n mú tí àwọn kan lọ release tí wọ́n pa àwọn police officers tó mú kí wọ́n tó find out pé ìkan lára àwọn military were involved kéèsì yẹn ibo ló wà lónìí wọn ò tí ì ṣe tán up until now ẹ wá jẹ́ ká quickly lọ sí United Arab Emirates níbi tí wọ́n ti mú 6 Nigerians wípé àwọn ló sponsor Boko Haram tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fi orúkọ àwọn yòókù ránṣẹ́ sí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà. Has anything been done by the government? Now that was in November 2020 nìyẹn nígbà tó di around April May wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ pé Nigerian government ti identify about 400 people tí wọ́n suspect pé wọ́n sponsor Boko Haram but up till now kí la ti gbọ́ pẹ̀ kí la gbọ́ ìbéèlò nù wọn ni wọ́n ti gbé lọ sí court now ṣé April May nìyẹn nígbà tó fi máa di August tí a lò tẹ́yìn ó ní a former commodore of the Navy ló jáde and insider tẹ́lẹ̀ ló sọ pé àní àwọn tí wọ́n sponsor Boko Haram wọ́n wà nínú gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì now tó bá jẹ́ pé ru US ni wọ́n ti sọrú nǹkan yẹn àbí UK kí lẹ rò pé máa ṣẹlẹ̀ but látijọ́ tẹ́ni yẹn ti sọ ǹjẹ́ a gbọ́ anything so you see a government tí ó jẹ́ pé body language ẹ̀ ó fi ara mọ́ àwọn ọ̀daràn ni so kò sí bí ó ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan báyìí tó jẹ́ pé bí wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe sọ àmì àwọn ọlọ́pàá wọ́n wà níta ń bẹ̀ yẹn they are trying their tí wọ́n lè ṣe wọ́n ń gbìyànjú but nígbà tó jẹ́ pé body language ẹni tó wà lókè gan kò wà so clear pé taking this thing down kẹ̀dẹ̀ knock it out. Sani Abacha did mention pé tí terrorism bá wà nílùú tí àwọn olórí ìlú ò bá lọ́wọ́ ń bẹ̀ kò lè pẹ́ tó táìmù kan. So we see what is happening and we see a complete pé government wa ti fail totally and everybody a ní láti fẹnu pọ̀ ní whether we belong to PDP or APC or any party or any party kankan wípé the value of life ẹ̀mí ènìyàn ṣe pàtàkì ní Nàìjíríà government dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dìde tí wọ́n dẹ̀ stop it and it must start from ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí wa tó jẹ́ Buhari a gbọ́dọ̀ máa fi ọwọ́ kan gbé sẹ́yìn nítorí pé kìíní a gbọ́dọ̀ títí tí nǹkan fi máa bẹ́tà a gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ ní sẹ́mi pé tí aṣọ téèyàn bá ní aṣọ funfun tí epo kékeré bá ta sí a lè sọ pé nítorí pé gbogbo yòókù funfun káwá ní ibi tépo ta sí yìí ká fi sílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ibi tépo ta sí yìí a gbọ́dọ̀ máa pọ̀ títí tí ó fi jẹ́ pé epo yẹn fi gbogbo ń tá bá máa fi títí epo yẹn fi máa kúrò tó fi jẹ́ kí nǹkan kó rí bó ṣe yẹ kó rí òun ló yẹ kí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ dojúkọ kò yẹ kí èmi èwo kò yẹ kí ẹnìkankan níta àsìkò tá a wà yìí kó wà lẹ́yìn Buhari àpapọ̀ nínú àwọn Lai Mohammed àbí Fẹ́mi Adésínà tó jẹ́ pé ibi táwọn ti jẹ ni wọ́n wà. So we see the man from there the box stop at the table of the president òun ló yorí gbé because nígbà tó máa wọlé òun ló sọ fún wa wípé apá mi káàkiri yìí tí àwọn ìjọba tó wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ò lè ṣe ó lóun máa ṣe ó dẹ̀ débẹ̀ àrí pé kò ṣe àwọn tí wọ́n tẹ̀ tó sponsor kínní wọ́n tó wà ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ take action against them.
àmọ́ ẹni tó sọ pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ ẹni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ti sọ pé àwọn ní 400 names Amẹ́ríkà náà dẹ̀ ti come out ní òní pé àwọn máa publish orúkọ àwọn tó ń sponsor Boko Haram. So
yes ẹ wá máa confirm àti Amẹ́ríkà sọ America láwọn máa publish wọn pé but the only concern táwọn ní ni pé whether the Nigerian government will work with them láti arrest àti láti prosecute wọn. So America is always concerned say the government is not willing.
Okay. Ọ̀dà ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé barista wọlé nítorí mo rò pé barista Yorùbá la máa sọ nísìnyí torí mo fún yín ní 3 minutes kẹ sáré bá mi break gbogbo kan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ kẹ bá mi break ẹ̀ down táwọn èèyàn wá ń wò wá nílé ọ̀dẹ̀ ń wò wá lóko ẹ bá ti ń wò wá ẹ bá like page ẹ bá share ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ bí tẹ́ ti ń wò wá ká lè sọ̀rọ̀ sókè bí wọ́n ṣe ní ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ó yá ẹ bá mi gbé lọ.
Ẹ ṣeun gbọ́dọ̀ rí olóòtú. Màá kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí pásítọ̀ sọ tó ní ìjọba yìí wọ́n ń fa orí kan wọ́n ń fa apá kan sí apá kan lẹ̀. Mo rò pé mo ti dín pẹ̀lú mo ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí gbólóhùn yẹn bí ẹ̀mélòó kan lórí ètò yìí. Ó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe ní kàyéfì tí n bá rí àwọn èèyàn tó bá ń sọ lórí ohun amóhùnmáwòrán yìí. Mo bèrè question kan níjọ́ náà ní dókítà ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́kọ́ jáde. Mo ní ojoojúmọ́ ni àwọn air force tí wọ́n ń ju àkàrà sí wọn lórí ní ilẹ̀ Haúsá. Ó dẹ̀ mélòó tí Buhari ṣe yẹn ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Torí wọ́n ní ìsọ̀rọ̀ ìyanràn. Ó ní bó ṣe ń parí ẹ̀ lédè Yorùbá. Mi ò ń fẹ́ tẹ́lí ta bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí móhùnmáwòrán yìí máa fẹ́ ká máa wé ìta sọ lórí ẹ̀rí tó dájú. Torí mo rántí pé mo sọ́gbà náà pé ìdí tẹ́mi ṣe faramọ́ tó ń ṣe fún Sunday Igboho àti Nnamdi Kanu lónìí ni wípé tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn ìjọba tàná wọ́n ti ṣe irú ẹ̀ fún àwọn Boko Haram ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ àní wà nínú ipò pé kí ìjọba kó lọ máa sẹ́ǹdì àwọn aircraft lójoojúmọ́ kó lọ máa yàgbélé wọn lórí níbẹ̀. Mo tó bá pè yẹn là ń fẹ́ fine. Ṣùgbọ́n èmi ò ní dúró síbi kan ká máa wá sọ wípé ìjọba yìí ń fa apá kan ó fi apá kan. Kí la fẹ́ sọ sí àwọn bọ́ǹbù tó ń jù lé wọn lórí nílẹ̀ Haúsá? Ṣé ìyẹn ò sí lára pé wọ́n ń dín pẹ̀lú wọn là ń sọ yẹn sí? Torí ohun tó máa ń rún èmi nínú bá ń gbọ́ àwọn kìnìún wọ̀nyí. Báwo la ṣe máa ń firú yẹn lẹ̀? A máa fẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, a ní àfẹ́ máa wá palàpalà. Torí òyìnbó ní a stitch in time saves 9. Ohun tẹ́mi ṣe ń sọ̀kọ́ ìjọba ìtúntò tó ń ṣe ní fún àwọn Sunday Igboho nìyẹn. Torí tá a bá ṣọ́ra bí Kanu náà ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí bí Igboho yìí lọ́jọ́ kìíní àná àwọn olórí wọn gbà náà tó dákẹ́ wọ́n káwọ́ gbénú ó di wàhálà sí wọn lọ́rùn nísìnyí máa tẹ́ pé ó ti di dragon nísìnyí wọn lè kápá ìmọ̀. Ìdí tèmi ò ṣe support Sunday Igboho nìyẹn láíláí torí anybody tó bá lóun fẹ́ jà jàǹgbára níbi kan ó ní bá a ti ń ṣe ó kàn lé ok ọ̀ní tó lóun fẹ́ jà jàǹgbára ó lọ sí border ó lọ open border ó gbà pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn aṣọ́bodè ẹjọ́ ibo la fẹ́ fi yẹn sí ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni wa máa ń gbàgbé gbogbo àwọn àárín yẹn èmi ò lè gbàgbé ẹ̀ torí pé border ara ìdáàbòbò ni kí ló jẹ yó ta ló ń tì lẹ́yìn tó fi lọ́n ṣe orúkọ báyẹn àwọn eré àtẹ̀mí máa ń wò ni torí èmi máa ń tẹ̀ láti máa balance ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi kí n tó sọ ni mo dẹ̀ ti sọ ní níbí mo ní tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ ìyá mi ní Sunday Igboho èmi ni màá kọ́ náwó ẹ̀ síta torí wọ́n ní tí ara lé ní bá ń jẹ kòkòrò tá a bá sì ti sọ fún tí wùrùwùrù ẹ̀ bá dé lálẹ́ gbogbo ala ní sùn lóru tó kúrò má ba ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá onírú èmi tí mi ti sọpọ́tì àti Sunday Igboho àti gbogbo àwọn mẹ́wàá ẹ̀ orí bíbẹ́ kọ́ ni oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí tí orí bá ń fọ́ ẹ lọ́ra fẹ́ǹsì kò lò ní ṣùgbọ́n kó wá mú àdàkọ ló fẹ́ gé orí torí pé orí fọ́ ẹ ìyẹn kọ́ ni solution tó wà lẹ́yìn mo dẹ̀ ti so many times yes Nigeria ní problem tiẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n orílẹ̀-èdè wo ni ò ní problem tiẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká jalè ká tuta orílẹ̀-èdè wo ní àgbáyé ni ò ní problem tiẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tọ́nà bá délé àjókòó àjọ sọ ni kìsì ká sí mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ pé Bíbélì sọ fún èmi tí mo kà ó sọ fún mi pé Ọlọ́run ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí ẹni tó ń túká ẹni tó ń kójọ Ọlọ́run ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí pásítọ̀ àmọ́ bí tí mo ń kó Bíbélì so ìdí tẹ́mi ò ṣe lè support àwọn ní Yorùbá nation nonsense wọn yẹn whatever problem tá a bá ní àjókòó ni ìtùbí àjọsọ mo ká ní ẹjọ́ bí ẹ̀kọ́ àfẹ́ olùkálùkù máa kó máa lọ́ọ́ lọ ẹ̀ ṣé o tá à ń sọ ọ́ sí ni pé Ọlọ́run tó so Nàìjíríà pọ̀ ọmọ tó ṣe nìyẹn nǹkan àkọ́ nìyẹn tó èmi o kí ni two things ni ọ̀rọ̀ pé káwọn Yorùbá nation Biafra kan níbi kan as far as I'm concerned òun kọ́ the solution wa ní country yẹn ní èjì I think it's unfair ká máa sọ pé ìjọba yìí ó ṣe kí ni ó fakọ orí kan ó ń dàpọ̀ sí if not sábàtì ẹ̀ka dàrẹ́ kàtúnṣà àwọn Haúsá kan ló yẹ kó máa sọ ìyẹn pé ó ń sọ àkàrà dé àwọn olórí níbí àwọn tí tọ̀hún ṣe ló ń wà lẹ́sọ̀ tó pọ̀ jù sẹ́wọ̀n àwọn ẹ̀ka ló yẹ kó máa sọ táàpọ̀ ìṣèlú àwàwọ̀.
Professor Ali Alao, Professor, actually 2 minutes sí dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nísìnyí mo wago fún yín mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ inú yín kẹ́ ẹ sọ tinú yín jáde lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho àti nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ káàárọ̀ oòjíire ìbò Sunday Igboho wà presently báyìí kí lè dẹ̀ rí sọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé kí Yorùbá máa lọ ní ọ̀nà tiwọn ni àbí ká continue láti máa tẹ̀lé Buhari tí wọ́n ní pé ó ń fi glove hands láti handle ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ẹ bá mi dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn.
ẹ ṣeun olóòtú mo kí gbogbo àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n tó wà lórí ètò yìí ẹ kú àtúntòní mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá jákèjádò àti nílé ni o àti lẹ́yìn òdì ìpínlẹ̀ Yorùbá orílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀ kọ́ńtínẹ̀tì Áfíríkà kò ní dàrú àmì àṣẹ. mo rò kèkèkèkè wọ́n ní ẹni tọ́kàn ló mọ̀ wọ́n ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n tẹnu mọ́ àwa iná yìí ṣe ọmọdé First Republic bàbá ti wá pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe ìjọba ńgbà náà lọ́hùn pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tí wọ́n bá jí àwọn bàbá ìbáyìí lónìí tí wọ́n bá gbọ́ ohun tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n láwọn ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún Yorùbá bá ń sọ ìbànújẹ́ lájẹ́ fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn. mo sì ti sọ ní ìgbà kan náà màá sì tún fẹ́ràn láti ti sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan fún wa àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbégbá tán nílùú kó lè bàjẹ́ yìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ èmi ìbànújẹ́ kan lọ sí ní ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú wọn láì má dé ìrẹ̀dẹ́nu àríjẹ ní màdàrú ló pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn nínú wọn wọn jà fún Yorùbá kankan àpò ara wọn ìfẹ́rú ara wọn ni wọ́n ń jà fún. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni nì tán ló ń ṣe olùdarí Yorùbá àwa Yorùbá tí wọ́n bá wí lónìí wọn ní ọmọlúàbí gbogbo èdè tá à ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu wọn tán ti ń sọ láti tọ́tọ́ sẹ́yìn àtọ́ tó sọ nísìnyí kò sí ìsọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ ọkọ̀ kan bẹ̀ tí bá ṣe ọmọ àlè Yorùbá ìtorí ọmọ àlè ń tá ọmọ Yorùbá fún ní pé kí ni ọmọlúàbí Yorùbá ìyájú ságbàlagbà ká tó wá sọ pé ọba kí máa ń pè ní ọba àti sọ́lẹ̀ ẹ̀kan rí kí má fi dá wa lágbára kí má sì fi ṣe kí má gbà lákòókò wọ́n ní ọba ba lórí ohun gbogbo ẹ̀jọ̀ ta lórí ohun gbogbo wọ́n ń ṣẹ́ oríṣiríṣi ètò ní àwọn ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ ṣe fún ààbò ìlú nígbà náà la rí àwọn tó ń pè ní ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́dẹ wọ́n rẹ́gísítà ẹgbẹ́ fìjìláńtẹ́ wọ́n rẹ́gísítà kò tí ì pé ọdún kan àbọ̀dún méjì ní sanda ìkànsílẹ̀ tá à ń pè ní Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ẹjọ́ wọn àrí gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ yìí wọn àrí wọn fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn láti ṣe pé kí ni fún ààbò ìpínlẹ̀ Yorùbá ìwádìí ìfẹ́ dá ti ní ṣe ẹlẹ́fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ látòrí àwọn ọba aláyé ọba tó bá lórí gbogbo ọba ò ní ra wọn síbẹ̀ ọba ní àwọn ohun ṣe kí ni ọba jẹ́ aṣojú ìjọba ni fún àwọn tí ó bá mọ tí Yorùbá ń pè ní ìjọba ọba bá lórí gbogbo àtòṣó àtàjẹ́ àti pásítọ̀ àtàfà ìjọba ni lórí gbogbo wọn fún ìdí èyí nǹkan wọn ní kò lóògùn àrìndọ̀ ó lọ ń jẹ áyán máa jẹ́ ọmọ owó ẹ̀yàn náà wọ́n sọ ní ìbàdànjọ́ náà lọ́hùn ó wá yá ní ìsìnkú dé àwọn kankan wá ṣe agbẹnugan wọn nígbà tó ń rẹ́ẹ̀kì rẹ́fẹ̀sì wọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀kì rẹ́fẹ̀sì sí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n agbẹjọ́rò ni bàbá wa eléré sáàni nígbà tí wọ́n sọ tí ò tẹ́wọ́ lọ́rùn tó ní wọ́n tún mú wọn náà tí wọ́n tún mú wọn kú ni ìyẹn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Fálànà wọ́n bú ní wọ́n bú ní níwọ̀n àgbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti tò lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti tò lé tán sọ ẹ ti jọ̀tá nìyẹn ẹjọ́ gbọdọ fẹ́ bá yàrá já fún ìdí èyí ní kúkúrú ìpínlẹ̀ Yorùbá ò lọ ọ̀dẹ̀ kankan kan àwọn èèyàn wa tá a ní ní òkè ọ̀yà pápánú tó ń jẹ ọrọ̀ ajé is in trillions ẹjọ́ gbọdọ fẹ́ fi ránṣẹ́ sí ẹni ká máa sáré bọ̀ nílé Ìjẹ̀bú ò ṣe ti Abẹ́òkúta Ẹ̀gbẹ́ ò ṣe tòǹdó tòǹdó ò ṣe ti Ìjẹ̀ṣà Ìjẹ̀ṣà ò gbà ti Ìbàdàn ẹ wá ní ẹfẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ yà ní kúkúrú èmi bìlí pé àbá tí ò ní ṣe bọ̀t pé wá tún sọ síwájú àwọn àríjẹ ní màdàrú ká lọ wá iṣẹ́ kún iṣẹ́ wọn ẹ̀rọ ilé ẹ̀rọ mẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ bó ti tóbi tó ẹ̀jọ̀ sórí ẹ̀yà wọn fi ṣe àbórí èdè àbórí ẹ̀sìn gbogbo ẹ̀sìn ló pa láàyè bọ̀tí Nàìjíríà nìkan náà dé Yorùbá bá dìde Yorùbá nation I'm fighting for my people jami akótóni wọn lọ bá ọ̀rọ̀ wájọ náà lọ wọn ní wọn láwọn gbà wọn ìgbìmọ̀ kan dìde káwá ti sọ bàbá mi kú bàbá yèyé bàbá mi gbà wọn lọ́wọ́ láàyè rẹ dùn ẹ̀ bàbá sọ̀rọ̀ straight ní bàbá ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè wọn ní ká sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ṣe lọ bá ọba láàfin kẹ́ni bàbá náà ti gbàgbé ó ti gbà sàkọ́lẹ̀ bàbá sọkúsọ fún ìdí èyí ní kúkúrú kí àwọn àríjẹ ní màdàwí kan máa wáṣẹ́ kún iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ wọn kan gbómi kan jáwọ́ lápá tí ó yọ kan gbómi lákaná orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ò ní bàjẹ́ Nàìjíríà ò ní kẹ́yìn lóòótọ́ wàhálà wà a ní ìṣòro gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n wa agbẹjọ́rò barrister Adébọ́lá ti sọ wọ́n ní orí bíbẹ́ kọ́ ní oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí fún ìdí èyí kan gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ ìwé náà kán sinmi ẹ̀dọ̀ kán ṣe kí ni kán ṣòro ọgbẹ́ ọmọ ọgbẹ́ jẹ́ kò síbi tó ti ń dùn tí ìbá ṣe pé kí ni gbogbo àwọn ní àgbájọ sọ́pọ̀ làbí sọ̀yà àjòjì ọwọ́ kan kò ní gbẹ́rù lórí fún ìdí èyí kọ́ ìlú Nàìjíríà ò ní bàjẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ò ní bàjẹ́ Áfíríkà ò ní bàjẹ́ kò síbi tó ti rọrùn ìlà yìí ló kò síbi tí ò sí fún ìdí èyí kọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká má jẹ kékeré ká má wà ní ìdí kó lè bàjẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ tí ìbá ṣe bá àti wá àtúnṣe sí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ìpínlẹ̀ Yorùbá àti jákèjádò Nàìjíríà lápapọ̀ kò jẹ́ bá ti ní sí o Ọlọ́run má ṣe kí ni Ọlọ́run bá wa tòun wá o ẹ ṣe ní lóòtú.
Inú mi dùn fún bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn inú mi dùn fún àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń fún wa ní comment we are very very appreciative so máa fún everybody ní another 30 seconds láti 30 seconds no more than 30 seconds a ní láti lọ láti sọ̀rọ̀ gan àti sọ 1 hour 30 minutes so ká tó lọ mo fẹ́ kí a fetí sí fídíò chief Sunday Igboho Oòṣà mo fẹ́ ká fetí sí last video wọn kó tó wọ àwọn fídíò tó ti ṣe kó tó wọ àtìmọ́lé mùsùn yìí o kó tó mú ọmọlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ bọ́dá ń pẹ̀lú yẹn náà ilẹ̀ Benin kó tó mú ọmọlẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Benin ẹ bá mi sáré wo fídíò yìí.
èmi ìwọlì ní Sunday Igboho mo wá bọ́ ọ̀tá o àbá nígbà tó bá fi dọ̀tún la Buhari ó pàṣẹ láti Àbújá sọ́jà tí ó ka mọ́ta nkìdé yóò ju togun Boko Haram bẹ́ẹ̀ ní alẹ́ Haúsá lọ wọn ò ríra wọn bẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn ẹ̀ rí i pé wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ gbogbo táwọn ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Haúsá tó ń mú jẹ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ torí pé àwọn Yorùbá kan náà ni ó lọ bá wọn lọ́hùn tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọmọ bí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ṣe nu pa ẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ ayọ́kìlá làwọn ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yẹn ta la parí ta ìyá yóò la parí ìbíjà náà làlá fẹ́ gbé ó tó fi gbà.
ta làwọn pa o ìbíjà àwọn náà làwọn fẹ́ gbé ẹ̀ẹ́dà so mo fún yín 30 seconds ẹ jẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti orí pastor 30 seconds sir kí ni ẹ rí sí ọdún ìjà yìí làwọn ń gbé o.
ẹ ṣeun lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ olóòtú àti gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà tí wọ́n wà ní ohun tí a gbọ́dọ̀ rántí ni pé kí ó tó di ìgbà yìí ẹnìkan kò mà gbọ́ ohùn Sunday Igboho ó mà ní tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nítorí pé ìjọba kò ṣe tó yẹ kó ṣe olódi pé Sunday Igboho jáde ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ̀ sọ àwọn èèyàn mi tí wọ́n ń pa ìtorí ẹ̀ ló ṣe jáde so ẹ má jẹ́ ká gbàgbé ìyẹn àti pé tí Barrister mi sọ wípé Ọlọ́run ló mú Nàìjíríà papọ̀ Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló mú Nàìjíríà papọ̀ àwọn òyìnbó amúnisìn ni wọ́n mú Nàìjíríà papọ̀ UK wọ́n kúrò nínú Europe wọn ò sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló mú àwọn papọ̀ Scotland ń gbìyànjú lónìí láti kúrò lára UK wọn ò sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló mú wọn papọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà sẹ́mi pẹ̀lú tó bá ń jẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè èdè kan ni wọ́n ń sọ ń bẹ̀ so Nàìjíríà ò kì í ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè torí pé àní in fact common language tá à ń lò Nàìjíríà kì í ṣe èdè Nàìjíríà kankan òyìnbó èdè tí ó wá láti ìlú bòmíì òun ni ó jẹ́ the main language tí gbogbo wa ti ń bára wa sọ̀rọ̀.
in other words ní èdè tó jẹ́ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ Nigeria language.
àní ó tẹ̀lé pé báyà yíbọn gbogbo wa sọ káwá tó sọ àbí Haúsá àbí Yorùbá àní èdè tó jẹ́ èdè tí ó wà níbẹ̀.
Wazobia ńkọ́ Wazobia PG.
Sọ Wazobia èdè wo ló ń jẹ́ Wazobia. so àní èdè tó jẹ́ tí ó jẹ́ pé ó wà fún any tribe of Nigeria tó jẹ́ pé òǹlàǹdó àti ìjẹ́ra that means there is a problem.
Okay. Ẹ ti lo 30 seconds. Pastor, mo mọ̀ pé tí bá fún yín microphone ẹ̀sọ̀ gbogbo ayé ẹ jẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ bọ́dà mi bọ́dà Jídé káwọn náà dẹ̀ sáré sọ káwọn ti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè generation kan sáré jì sí wa kọ́ fi mọ́ wa lára díẹ̀ ó yá kí lè fẹ́ sọ.
Àṣìlú ní kí a dúró 30 seconds ẹ̀ kò tó náà àárọ̀ aṣọ díẹ̀.
Àtàǹsẹ̀kọ̀ náà lẹ́sọ̀.
Ó dàbí pé pásítọ̀ gan wọ́n represent sọ̀rọ̀ sókè generation because irọ́ tí wọ́n ti ń pa láti ìgbà kan ti rò pé bí i Nàìjíríà pé Ọlọ́run kan tó sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà Ọlọ́run ń ṣe bí wọ́n á ní pé Ọlọ́run ló gbéyàn kan síbẹ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ní orí ẹsẹ̀
ẹ̀rọ Mr. Jídé nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ nísìnyí pé Ọlọ́run ṣe ìjàmbá láti gbé Nàìjíríà pọ̀.
Rárá Ọlọ́run ló ṣe bí àwọn èèyàn ló fún àwọn èèyàn papọ̀ náà. Ẹ máa yẹ ká máa separate ẹ máa yẹ ká mú ṣe nǹkan tó ń pa Nàìjíríà ó lè máa continue àti máa pa Nàìjíríà ní ṣe tó bá ti tí argument bá ti favour side kan wọ́n kàn gbé religion wọlé ni. Tó bá wá tún rí pé religion yẹn rọ́ọ̀dà tó fẹ́ rí bá tó fẹ́ wá tó akọ̀ tó gbé ethnicity yẹn wá tó gbé wọlé pé àṣìmáwọn kan tá ló dé Nàìjíríà òyìnbó ló dé Nàìjíríà náà Ọlọ́run ti kó wa pọ̀ Ọlọ́run ṣe bí rárá báwo Ọlọ́run ṣe máa gbèrú Buhari fún wa wọ́n sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló gbé Buhari fún mi táwọn sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún àbáwo èèyàn lọ agbóòtù ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi àti Mr. Alawo aṣáàlọ campaign fún Buhari ní Trafalgar Square bíi tó bá lò níbi ṣé Ọlọ́run ló gbèdé rẹ̀ àbáwo èèyàn.
ẹ̀yin àti Professor Aliao
lọ́wọ́ ká mú jáde bí aṣáàjọṣe ní 2014 to 2015 Sebastian lọ campaign so ibo wa ni Ọlọ́run ti gbé Buhari síbẹ̀ tí ò bá ń ṣe àwọn èèyàn tó vóòtù fún ara kí Ọlọ́run ò ṣe bí rárá tí wọ́n sọ pé bóyá Nàìjíríà kan káwọn kan máa ń separate táwọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ pé wọ́n lè separate báwo ni Dublin báwo ni Republic of Ireland ti dá dúró nǹkan tá àti ẹ̀ tí ìmúlò ta ti ń bẹ̀rù ọ̀rẹ́bí ta ti ń sọ pé tí kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀ o àwọn tó máa kú àkọ́kọ́ sọ fún ipò máa kú ni ìwọ̀n tẹ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ wo wọn tiẹ̀ tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lásán ìwà lórí ọ̀tọ̀ ti pa ogun ò tí ì dé o pọ̀ tí wọ́n ti ń pa àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ jù wọ́n lè pé káwọn èèyàn dákẹ́ wọ́n sọ pé o fẹ́ protect ara ẹ̀ wọ́n sọ pé you don't have right to protect yourself ẹ̀ ṣé ìlú wa nìyẹn àwádẹ́ gbé London bí wà tó yẹ pé àpò tó dájú wà tí wọ́n ń tán dáàbò bò tí gbogbo nǹkan lọ ní dédé àwa máa sọ pé ìlú yẹn Nàìjíríà yẹn Ọlọ́run ló dáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ká ṣọ́ra o.
ẹ jẹ́ fún Barrister ní last ẹ jẹ́ gbé prof wọlé ẹ jẹ́ fún prof ní prof wọ́n lè jọ wà lára àwọn tó ọ̀mùtara yín wọ́n lè wà lára àwọn tí wọ́n láwọn ọjọ́ lọ ṣé ni àwọn ọjọ́ lọ
ṣe ṣe jàǹbá ni àṣe jàǹbá
àwọn lè ṣe jàǹbá
ló lè ṣe ni
wọ́n ló máa ṣe ni
ẹ ṣe olóòtú
ó yá 30 seconds.
màá fẹ́ràn láti
prof ti lọ ẹ jẹ́ gbé Barrister wọlé prof ti lọ prof ti lọ barrister 30 seconds ẹ jọ ẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀.
ọ̀nà méjì máa ti mú alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ìwé mímọ́ ní a kò lè rí ohunkóhun gbà bí kò bá ṣe pé a bá ti fi fúnni láti ọ̀run wá.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òótọ́ ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
tí má sì sọ tí pásítọ̀ máa já mi lórí ẹ̀. mo ń sọ lóyún nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ pé mo ní Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà lẹ̀ tán ní ló dá tó àpò tán níbẹ̀ kan ló jẹ́ mú yẹn lẹ̀. Bíbélì ni àwọn ọ̀pọ̀ tó láwọn lọ fún àwọn tó láwọn lọ campaign fún Buhari tí Ọlọ́run ò bá gbà Buhari ò ní wọlé ẹjọ́ kan yẹn dá ìdí lójú. so mo tún padà sọ mo ní ìwé mímọ́ ní a kò lè rí ohunkóhun gbà bí kò ṣe pé a bá fúnni láti ọ̀run wá ìyẹn jẹ́ apá kan. apá kejì à ń sọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè kan náà England ṣé èdè kan náà là ń sọ ní England tàwa yìí torí èdè tí àwọn Yorkshire bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n jẹ́ gbọ́ èdè are part of England eégún nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe ẹgbọ́n tó ń sọ. so ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa tọ́ra wa lórí tí ò sí. As far as I'm concerned, Nigeria has come to stay. Tí problem bá wà ń bẹ̀sẹ̀, mo ń tún sọ, àjókòó ni ẹnu la máa fi sọ ìdí la máa fi jókòó ni lórí. Ṣùgbọ́n kí wọ́n á ní torí pé ok nígbà tí a bá ní igi yìí ń ṣe ìfi ẹ̀yọ́, igi tọ̀hún ń ṣe ìfi ẹ̀yọ́, ẹjọ́ èwo lè fẹ́ fi dáná, èwo lè má fi dá oúnjẹ dínà. O fẹ́ yàwó onítorí pé ìwẹ̀ ò dáa, o fẹ́ kọ̀, èyí tó fẹ́ lọ́la ń jó ọmọ bó ṣe rí. These are the issues. Most of them I'm trying mo ń gbìyànjú láti wà objective lórí kí ṣe kó bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi dùn tó ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà. Ṣùgbọ́n like I've always said, orí bíbẹ́ kọ́ ni oògùn ẹ̀fọ́rí. Èmi máa ń try láti máa wo nǹkan beyond canal level ni. Tó dá pé Yorùbá ní ọ̀rọ̀ ṣùnùkù, ojú ṣùnùkù la fi ń wò. Ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní wa àṣẹ ojú ṣùnùkù ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Bó ṣe ń ta wá lára bẹ́ẹ̀ la ṣe àṣẹ tádà ẹ ti gbàgbé pé gbogbo ìwọ̀sí kọ́ lèèyàn máa ń kọ̀. ẹ bá bínú pé ọmọ Hausa ni mi ò ṣùgbọ́n ìwọ̀n bá Yorùbá tí mo gbọ́ ní wọn lájọ lórí àwọn ìwọ̀sí kan wà fún wọn ló fẹ́ kọ̀ àṣà dìnnọ́mọ̀láyè ni ó ní àjẹkù ìyà ni ó jẹ. tó ní sáà ní iṣu tẹ́mi mò ń pe àkíyèsí wa sí àwọn nǹkan kan ni ìwé mímọ́ ní àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n wọn máa ṣe àkíyèsí ohun wọn ni. Mo sọ́ọ̀dì kan mi ò lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kí n má fi bíbélì ìwọ̀n bá òye bíbélì tí mo ní kí n má fi tu torí ìyẹn ló máa ń jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ máa yé mi. Ó ní àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n wọn máa kíyèsí àwọn ohun wọn ni. Gbogbo tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ̀dá kọ́lé yẹn ń fi gìrìgìrì ṣe. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó pé ètò bí ìnùbí àti sùúrù ló máa fi yanjú ẹ̀. At the end of the day, you have every cause to glorify God. Ìbá sọ pé eléyìí pátá ni sorry at the end of the day ọlọ́mọdé kúrú ẹ̀ bójú wọ̀nyí kó máa regret mo ti sọ ìtàn South Sudan fún wa níbírí báwọn náà ṣe náà nígbà náà àwọn òfẹ́ kiri kan àwọn northern Arabs yẹn wọ́n ṣe kiri wọ́n gàbálẹ̀ àwọn lórí wọ́n ṣe gbá kan wọ́n ṣàwọn kan wọ́n pariwo ẹ títí for so many years nígbà tó yá wọ́n fún wọn ní country tiwọn àti wọ́n ti gba country dòní olónìí ara òrókùn ara òwúrọ̀ adìẹ lọ́rọ̀ wọn. Ṣe rí hatred tán ní fún northern kìíní yẹn Sudan yẹn òun náà fi ń para wọn dùn ní olónìí sí. These are the issues. Professor ẹ̀ ti sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan nílẹ̀ Yorùbá irọ́ là ń pa tabala nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wa irọ́ òfò ni.
Yorùbá ò láìkí Ògùn ò láìkí Yorùbá Èkìtì ò láìkí Ìjẹ̀bú ò láìkí
irọ́ kú mo ń bọ̀ ìlú mi ọmọ Ìgbàdòkè ni mi right story tí mo gbọ́ ni pé Ìgbàdòkè àti Ìgbàdò odò ìlú kan ni wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣé ẹ gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ mi ìdàlódé láàrin wọn làwọn náà bá tún fọ́nká ẹ̀yìn odò kékeré báyìí ló kún wọn láàrin Ìgbàdò odò yapa ọláwọn náà di Ìgbàdò lọ́hùn àwọn ilé láwọn Ìgbàdò then where are we going? tó máa ń fún Yorùbá ní sọ nísìnyí tó bá dọ̀ láǹsì tí Abẹ́òkúta ní Ẹ̀gbá ṣe kí ni kí ló ti pè Ìjẹ̀bú ó lọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ lórí àwọn náà ń fẹ́ nation tiwọn tí Ọ̀yọ́ náà dìde tó ní kí ló ṣubú tẹ̀wọ̀n àwọn náà wọ́n ti marginalize àwọn náà fẹ́ tiwọn Ìjẹ̀ṣà náà dìde then ibo la ti fẹ́ stop. mo sọ pé nísìnyí ta ní common enemy yìí ó sì bẹ́tà Òkèsà yẹrù sùn ẹlẹ́rú pọnlá ó ní ìtumọ̀ olóṣù mi ní sọ jùlọ kí má gbà lákòókò.
ọ̀dà ẹṣẹ́ gan-an ní ìfá àtàtẹ̀tẹ̀ ní wíìkì a sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa inú mi dẹ̀ dùn ẹṣẹ́ gan-an ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pásítọ̀ wa pásítọ̀ ẹ ṣé gan tẹ́ ẹ dìde fún wa ní òní ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ní fi ń sílẹ̀ àti gbogbo fámìlì barrister JK Adébọ́lá ẹ ṣé gan ni mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mo ṣẹ̀dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bọ́dà tèmi náà bọ́dà Jídé ẹ ṣé gan ni ọlọ́run ní fi ń sílẹ̀ ẹ̀yin àtàwọn fámìlì yín mo dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pọ́fẹ́sọ̀ wa tó wà Nàìjíríà ó rí pé báyà NCC àwọn communication tí wọ́n ní kí wọ́n blọ́ọ̀kì Zamfara bọ́ tún ti blọ́ọ̀kì Àbújá náà ní àkúkú mọ̀ àmọ́ àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn ìyẹn ibi tí a máa parí ètò wa sí ní òní nìyẹn o mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá ní ilé ní oko ẹ ṣé gan-an ni ibi tẹ́ bá ti ń wò wá ọlọ́ a máa múlé tó ilé àti ọ̀nà yín orúkọ tèmi ni Tèmítọ́pẹ́ olódò ọmọ tá à ń wá ọmọ ìlú Ọdí Òmu ní Ọ̀ṣun state ọmọ Oòduà gidi bámbá ẹ̀jẹ̀ Oòduà wà lára mi so ẹ jẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú mísíkì pẹ̀lú fídíò wa yìí tá a fẹ́ fi parí ní òní ẹ ṣé gan-an ni tí ẹjọ́ ẹ̀ wá ní òní ẹ ṣé gan-an ni a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín.
ìran Yorùbá ò ẹ fúnra ìran Yorùbá ò ẹ fúnra bá ń